This is the greatest ministry I've ever been involved in. This is the most alive I've ever felt for God.
A 24-year-old American woman gulped down a 5-inch hinge bolt from her hospital door. It passed through the curve of the duodenum and the intestinal tract, only to break a bedpan, which she successfully passed it. That's so nasty.
Wait, if I had a 5 in it?
Men's Chorale at Azusa Pacific has existed for, I think, 32 years. I think it was begun in 1971. And since that time, it's gone through several directors and it's had some great experiences. This is the first time, however, that Men's Chorale has traveled overseas.
My first trip was in 1995, and I was 16 years old. And I'm 24 now, so in the last 8 years, I've grown up a lot and matured a lot, and my outlook on life is so different.
We've been to Canada, we've been to several parts of the United States, but have never been to Europe before. So here we are in Romania, in the courtyard of a medieval castle.
At the time, we were originally going to go to Romania and England, and the doors weren't opening up for England. So I came back a few months later and asked to see if we could stay in Romania and extend our stay here, which is what they decided to do. And we added 4 more days to the tour, so we could stay in Romania a total of 2 weeks.
This is Brother Nelu, and he has actually coordinated the majority of the trip over here in Romania.
We had an itinerary and we didn't stick to it because they just changed it all over, but it ended up being a good thing because God opened up a lot of doors for us. We were able to sing for their mayor twice. He came to a concert that we sang at a university, and that was really cool.
Here, starting the revolution in Romania in 1989. A lot of people from Timișoara, maybe 200,000 people coming in the street, and they said, down Ceausescu, down Ceausescu.
The former dictator of Romania, Ceausescu, wanted to wipe Timișoara off the map.
În zilele următoare, 21 și 22, a început revoluția și în celelalte orașe.
On the following 2 days, the 21st and the 22nd, the revolution spread to other 6 cities. On the 22nd, he tried to escape with a helicopter.
A fost prins și, așa cum v-am spus, dincolo în data de 25 a fost ucis.
He was caught, and on the 25th of December, Christmas Day, he was killed. He was shot.
Și cea mai minunată imagine pe care o am eu despre Revoluție este momentul în care piața era plină de oameni îngenunchiați, spunând împreună rugăciunea Tatăl nostru.
And one of his favorite memories about the revolution is when he saw the multitude of people. The whole plaza was full of people kneeling and saying the Lord's Prayer.
I got this friend named John Bibler, and John Bibler is one of these Christians who is really crazy because they really take the words of Jesus seriously. And John Bibler spends his life gathering donations and then giving them out to people who need things, like from food to clothing to eyeglasses. And anyways, he happened to get a big shipment of Beanie Babies. And when I heard I was going to Romania, I called him up. I said, hey, you have any Beanie Babies left? And he goes, well, how many guys you have? And I go, we have about 50 guys. And he says, well, I can give you about 300. So I said, that's great. So we filled our suit bags and our suitcases with Beanie Babies, and we flew them into Romania. And we went to quite a few orphanages and passed out the bears to little children. and it was very wonderful to be able to give a gift like that to children.
Well, we walked in. That was the second orphanage we had been to, and we walked in, and like immediately after we sort of talked about what the orphanage was about and everything, and then immediately after that, this little kid runs up and he grabs me by the hand, never telling me his name, just asked me mine, and then just sort of grabbed me, and he was going to take me on a tour. So he proceeds to take me on the same tour of the entire facility like 6 times. He would stop by every room and wait until I said the name of the room in Romanian, which I don't speak any Romanian, but he would wait till I said that in Romanian before he would leave. And he was so enthusiastic about it. We were kind of hanging out outside, and I had one of those Listerine strips. I put one in my mouth, and you know, he opens his mouth, and I'm like, all right, if you're sure. And I put it in his mouth, and he goes, ah, mento, mento, and started dancing around and stuff like that. I was just sort of sitting on the bus when somebody told me that he was yelling out my name, you know, Kevin, Kevin, and I run out there, you know, run off the bus, and he's running the whole way. I was in the back of the bus, and he ran with me the whole way, and I got out of the bus, and he was right there to meet me, and he opened up his arms, and I gave him a kiss, and I taught him how to do peace like this, and he said, Pace, and gave me a hug, and he gave me a kiss. It was like, when you're loved by a kid that much, a kid who has absolutely nothing, it's like, that's pure love. That's like God's love. And it's like God just came down and touched me just for a second through that kid. I did nothing for him. I did nothing for him. I only made his mouth burn and walked around struggling through Romanian. But that kid, he was used by God to just touch me and show me what pure love really is.
I've been directing men's chorale for 10 years, 10 great years, and it's been my privilege to do it. This is my last year directing men's chorale, and it's changed my life in so many ways. To be with great college young men every year, mostly freshmen every year, and we've had some wonderful experiences as we grow together. Last year, when the Dean of the School of Music, Dr. Funderburg, said to me, Rod, I want you to take men's chorale overseas next year. It wasn't long till we settled on Romania because of the connections we had with the Romanian church in Los Angeles. We talked to them. They were thrilled with the idea of us going and helped us with contacts. They have been our guides, our interpreters. People from the church have been our guides, our interpreters, and have helped us to set up the tour. And it's just been remarkable. The people here in Romania are unbelievable in how they have loved us, responded to us. They've responded to our message, our music. They've been keeping the guys in their homes. One mother said this morning when the guys were leaving her home for the last time, tearfully she said, a couple of years ago I lost my daughter, but God has now given me 4 new sons.
My second trip to Romania came, and while I was there, the pastor knew I was a musician and played piano and sang, and he wanted to connect me with a very famous Romanian composer and hymn writer named Nicolae Moldoveanu. And Mr. Moldoveanu had been in a communist prison for a number of years, during which time he wrote thousands of hymns. And I had the privilege of learning many of the hymns during my last stay here. Then the pastor arranged for me to go and see Nicolae Moldoveanu twice during my stay in the city of Sibiu. And it was during that time where he spoke in Romanian and we communicated through scriptures. Literally, he'd point to a passage in scripture and I would read the translation in English so I'd understand. And that's how we communicated. When I left, he gave me 2 of his hymnals and signed them for me. And I promised him that I would take his music back to the States where I would teach it to the men's choir and to people in the United States. And he was very pleased.
It is not Kine, it never has been. It is Kine. Second, so you have a lot of the little melodies in this short spot here. These are the baritones. 3 and 4.
I made a promise 4 years ago, and I didn't think that I would have the opportunity to see him again and to fulfill this promise in person, but it seems like that might happen. So it's pretty exciting.
By me being here and having a chance to touch the lives of people in Romania, it's proof that God can work through anybody. Anybody, even me, even those who were once the dust of the earth. Nothing. It has been opened up to me that we are absolutely nothing in this. I've always heard, you know, die to self, you know, it's not about you. But until you do something that there's no way that you could ever do, that's the only time that you see it's God. There's no way I could ever go out and touch the lives of Romanians with who I am. But who God is in me, that will touch people. And I've seen that through the lives of other guys. Ministry is about your life. It is about you being you. God has chosen you for such a time as this. So you just need to live your life. It's not something that we need to read books about or follow the latest fad. Live your life, love God, and others will see that love. And that's really been opened up to me too, is that it's about living your life for God, and that is the truest ministry.